Kicks off the ripper
with the Miami Dolphins.
What type of league this is, man?
Now the Dolphins are going to halt the action here. It's a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9? Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Tua going to throw.
Bro, the way this nigga just dropped the ball.
He was looking for his tight end, Mike Gesicki. And it's 2nd down. And this one,
wide open, bro.
Threw it down at the feet of his receiver. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
Wow, that's crazy.
They'll run for the first time here with Matt Breida. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
Jordan Hicks.
Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on 3rd
down.
Yeah,
possession caught it. Possession catch. Wide open. Middle of the field.
A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. And that is incomplete. Byron Murphy, the one who got a hand in to knock it away.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
No, I said that I ain't never seen them do this shit because they did it in the practice.
Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not as bad.
You know when they're training?
The Cards will take over 1st and 10.
You heard me, cuz? I said, you know when they're training and when you're doing the training to get your XP?
Murray and the Cardinals with a
them
1st
don't
and
never
10
drop the ball. Them niggas
at
dropping the ball in that shit.
Line. Here's the first carry for Kenyon Drake. He takes this from the 30 to the 34.
The ball carrier.
Kenyon Drake certainly kind of a little more keyed up for this one. Remember, he was traded by the Dolphins to the Cardinals at midseason last year in the middle of the Dolphins restructuring, shall we say. In 3.5 years in South Florida, Drake ran for better than 1,500 yards with 15 total touchdowns. And he'll rumble for about 5, up close to the 40.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 2.
On 3rd and short, Drake.
Oh, I had him in the backfield.
First down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line.
I am.
Well, there's someone who's running the football with a big smile on his face, and that's Kenyon Drake. Because you remember last year, he was in Miami, wasn't getting many carries, not a lot of success, but in midseason, ended up in Arizona and became a huge weapon for the Cardinals. 8 touchdowns the second half of the season, utilized really well. Big-time skilled player who can run it and catch it out of the backfield. He has finally found a home and a place for his talents.
2nd and 6.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. And now Murray's going to set up the throw. This one complete to Christian Kirk. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Complete to his running back, Kenyon Drake. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. 15 yards that time, and the Cardinals move the chains. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Murray now. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. Kyle Van Noy able to record his 5th sack of the season. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. From the gun, it's Drake. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Murray going to run play action with Drake and look to throw it. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. And he's going to be taken down here, still a couple yards short of the 1st. It'll be a pickup of 14, but they're still a little bit short as it brings up 4th. It would be a very makeable field goal try from here, but instead they're going to go for it. They're going for it. It's Murray. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Dan Arnold, his 1st touchdown on the year. And the Cardinals have taken the early lead. And the Cardinals will go up 7-0.
My nigga's gonna drop the ball.
Makes the score Cardinals 7, Dolphins nothing.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion. Guys a little bit jumpy.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, you understand the same way. It's just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Oh, you went 3 and out.
And now they have that opportunity.
No, you didn't go 3 and out. I went 3 and out on that first drive. I'm trying to do better here. Tua wants to throw it on 2nd down. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked by Deontay Johnson. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. The rookie was trying to push it downfield, but the safety bit him.
And he'll learn that you have to hold the safety. And you do that with your head movement, your eyes, sometimes your shoulders. Hold the safety so that you can get back to the throw that you really want to make. He got so excited thinking his guy was open that he made it easy for the defensive back to go get the football.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
6-yard pickup.
All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
So 2nd and 4 from the 22. Murray to give. This is Drake. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
With the score, Cardinals 7, Dolphins nothing.
They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5. Shotgun now from Murray. The Dolphins do the job defensively there, and now it brings up 4th.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces them to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
On the return, the Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They find themselves down 10-0 early after the interception on their opening drive led to a field goal.
So now they've got to pick up the mantle a little bit. You mentioned the team's down 10. They've helped contribute to that. How are they going to get their team back into this ball game? Run the offense that you think is going to be effective and execute it at a high level.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Out of the shotgun, Breida. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
The ball carrier. He was tackled at the 27-yard line. It's a gain of 2 yards. And it's 3rd down.
They fake the handoff. Now Tua. He's airing it out for Williams. And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Preston Williams, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Dolphins able to get this back within a touchdown. So on 3rd and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
At their own 25-yard line.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left. We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team, and that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. And he works his way forward for a couple up past the 30.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
The Cardinals on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. And that will be incomplete.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
Here's the veteran punter Lee as he sends this one away. Powerful running. It's a 39-yard punt, 3 on the return.
That's how it is with me, bro. The better the team is, the worse I do.
At their own 30-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They go play action here on 1st down. Got a man open. That's Devontae Parker, complete. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a 1st down. On 1st down, here's Breida.
Oh, come on.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. That's caught by his big tight end, Mike Gesicki. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Cardinals' 42. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down. 1st and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. Tua going to hand this one to Breida. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41.
On the tackle.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run it and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean, or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
Now we're at the 41, 2nd and 9. Here's Tua. Looks for Parker, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 33. There he goes, left side.
I would have never been sacked, but
It's a pick 6 for the Cardinals touchdown.
You should always get picked when you get hit.
Gonzalez to add the PAT. It's good, and now it's an 11-point lead, 17-6.
Makes the score Cardinals 17, Dolphins 6.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is Jakeem Grant. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19.
The Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And last time, decent field position through the pick 6. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So the last one didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position, not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
On the play.
1st and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a 1-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost. Oh, and Tua going to be intercepted for the 3rd time. Picked off around the 37. So his struggle is just continuing here in the first half throwing the football. Charles, now 3 interceptions.
And they don't feel like they're just great plays by the defense. There's a sense that maybe he's a little careless with the football now. So some of the great coaches in the past, you know, they've always said, I can't teach you, obviously, because you're not listening. So maybe the bench can teach you. He's got to be careful now. He might get pulled.
2nd and 11 at the 36-yard line.
The loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now a handoff for Drake. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their 2nd, as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down. Out of the gun, here's Murray. He's going to float this one deep right side. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Certainly no lack of aggressiveness here. They were hoping for the home run play to get them 6 points. They're hoping for a catch, maybe a call, but they figure they can at least get into field goal range with a completion.
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Now Tua. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
Intended for Jakeem Grant. Incomplete. Brings up 2nd and 10.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Not wanting to take a chance this time. They'll keep it on the ground. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. Once again, they run with Breida on 1st down. And this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this first half. So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report. So the halftime break behind us, and we are back underway with the 3rd quarter of action. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
On the return, the Cardinals take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. Here's Murray. He'll set up the screen to Gray.
I knew that screen was coming.
And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. A yard in the wrong direction makes 3rd down tougher. 3rd down and 9. The last completion actually lost a yard, so now they'll need to convert on 3rd down. From the gun, Murray. And he hits Drake. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. A gain of 10, 1st down, Arizona.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
That's a really good gain right there. They pick up 5 yards halfway to a 1st down. The only problem now in the huddle, everyone's going to want to touch the football. Be a lot of chattering now because they've seen that they can move the line of scrimmage.
And that's going to be intercepted by the Pro Bowler Xavier Howard. And fights through one man. And he'll bring it all the way back, just a yard or two shy of midfield. That is just what this defense was hoping for, an interception on the opening possession of this 3rd quarter.
Obviously didn't want to surrender a touchdown and fall even farther behind, and we've gotten to know this team a little bit, haven't we? Couldn't you just see their defensive leaders telling the offensive guys, telling the quarterback, don't worry, we got you to start things off. You take it from there.
Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
On 2nd down, Tua. And his throw is incomplete.
But coming into this one, we expected that this offense would have trouble with this defense, and that's exactly the way that this game has gone. Pressure in his face, coverage downfield has been tight. That led to another incompletion. This defense, they're exactly who we thought they were coming into this one.
Play action. Now it's Tua sliding out of the pocket. Now he's going to throw deep. That's caught inside the 20. And down to the 20 he'll go before.
Challenge it.
Heading out of bounds. So the ref takes a peek here, wants to see if the receiver had possession and both feet inbounds.
If this were a college
game, this would be a legal catch. It's the second foot that they're looking at to make sure it gets down. You have to have 2 inbounds in the NFL.
Still just the third quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th.
Yeah.
Tagovailoa going for it on 4th down. He's got a man. It's Williams. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
On the handoff, this is Breida.
Bro, this nigga keep getting like touched by
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
Tackle made at the 16-yard line. A gain of 5 brings up 7.
They run again with Breida. Oh no, Breida loses it.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. They'll try to run with Breida. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2.
That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him, could they?
Yeah, didn't get the push they needed. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Breida. And he is in. Touchdown, Miami. Matt Breida, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Dolphins have got it back to a 1-score game. A solid blocking up front from the guys on the offensive line allowed him to get in for the touchdown.
Yeah, some might say that the guys on the offensive line were in concert. I used to have a coach who called it marrying up, meaning when you get on a guy, you just stay right there, and each guy has his own assignment. That allowed the runner to make the big move towards the end zone.
And he's going to go down right at the line of scrimmage. The defense left him with nowhere to go, and the try for 2 is denied. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
25-yard line.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
On second down, it's Drake, and he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 45-yard line. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's second down.
It's a loss of 2. Brings up 2nd and 12 at the Dolphins' 47-yard line.
Second and 12.
Oh, he got me off.
Operating from the gun. Murray.
Ooh, he got that shit.
The intended receiver there, Kenyon Drake. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
Xavier Howard on the coverage.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They fake the handoff. Now Murray. He'll air this one out for Kirk. And that one incomplete.
That one too.
They try to sneak in a deep blow with the clock running down, but to no avail as time will expire on this 3rd quarter of play. Welcome back to the desert. We're in Glendale, as it looks like we are just about set and ready to begin with the 4th. Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. This one will sail out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot here. And the side judge says that went out at the 7-yard line. So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Matt Breida, 93 yards. And the Dolphins have taken the lead. So now a big play here as the Dolphins will go for the 2. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. And he'll get into the end zone. So now a field goal would only tie as they've upped their lead to 3.
17.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders.
The Cardinals take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. And now they'll look to answer working from behind. And remember, this offense has sputtered yet to score here in the second half. They'll need to change that here. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
Now on first down, Drake again. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. From the gun, Murray. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
This shit bad, boy.
So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. On the give, this is Drake. And some room to maneuver. Past the 20. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Kenyon Drake, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Cardinals have retaken the lead. And that will make this a 4-point game.
Makes the score Cardinals 24, Dolphins 20.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Jakeem Grant now to return. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36.
10 at their own 36-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the 4th quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
First down, Miami.
Setting to throw on first down is Tua. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Marcel Darius flies in at 331 pounds for the sack. On second down, a run with Breida. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere.
Taken down right.
No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up.
3rd down.
From midfield, here's Tua. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep 2 eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting 2 hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit. Even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
1 score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Tua on 4th down. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Byron Murphy. And the return out shy of midfield to the 46-yard line. Well, you just kind of feel for him right now. 4 interceptions, and you can almost see through his face mask. There's a lot going on in between the ears.
There certainly is, and probably way too much, because now he's probably doubting himself a little bit, wondering what adjustments he has to make. But here's what he needs to do. Get through this game. Go to the press conference, meet it head on, and show your teammates you're ready to shoulder what happened today, and you'll be ready for the next game.
And if he can do that as a rookie, that's a great sign of maturity.
7.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on second down. They stay on the ground with Drake. And he's across midfield and into Miami territory.
Ball carrier.
3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go.
It's a gain of 3.
Well, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
So the Cardinals, they've got the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Going deep for Hopkins. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
He was covered.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep. Try and throw some air under it and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
And here's a big one now. Try to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They'll run. It's Drake. And he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. The Cardinals unable to convert there on 4th down. And the Dolphins defense is able to hold. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Now Tua, a big spot for the rookie from Alabama. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Not in a position where they absolutely have to rush right now, but they definitely have to pick up the tempo a bit.
Running out of the gun here, Breida. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
Made at his 48-yard line. A 2-yard gain on the play. And it's 3rd down.
On 3rd down, a run from Breida. And they'll bring him down right at midfield, and he is well short of the 1st down. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down.
2 yards on the play. Brings up 4th down.
They're going for it. Here's Tua with it. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts, as he'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game.
1st down.
Back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Tagovailoa looking to throw it. And he can't corral it. That would have wrapped it up if he'd been able to hold on. Instead, it brings up 3rd down.
Incomplete.
He was unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark, really, start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
Down 4 late. Got to go for it here on 4th down. Back to throw is Tua. Flushed out right. He's going to let it fly. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Cardinal defense is going to get the football back. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And still 2 timeouts defensively, but even if they choose to use those, 3 kneel downs should be enough to get out of here with a victory.
And that's exactly what's being stated into the head coach's headset. Oftentimes they have a guy upstairs who monitors this at the end of the game. Little clock management 101.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Williams, incomplete. It leads to 2nd and 10.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They run toss to the right with Drake. And he's going to take this one up only to about the 44-yard line. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
A 2-yard pickup makes it 3rd and 8.
Right back to Drake. And they will finally haul him down at the Dolphins' 21-yard line. So it's a win here for the Arizona Cardinals, and it wasn't really always pretty. They had their bumps and bruises, really both sides did, but they did what they needed to do at home to get the win.
Yeah, they really had to grind this one out, didn't they? Because nothing came easy. Every snap was a major league brawl. They had to win at the line of scrimmage, win downfield. They got all those things accomplished. But to win a close one like this, you know, every team wants to be physical. We've heard that a million times, right? But those who are mentally tough, those are the teams that you have to deal with in the playoffs. This was that type of a game.
So for the Cardinals, the win here means it'll be a 7-1 first half of the season. And they'll get to stay put for a few days as they'll host the Buffalo Bills next week. Meanwhile, for the Dolphins, their season is on life support somewhat now at 3-6. And they'll be back home next week for a date with the New York Jets. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again.
If you're ready to join the crew, because you're on a decade with the best.